day. Thank you for tuning in. So today's topic is about energy leadership. And so over the weekend, I was at a party and one of the guests from my table asked me about what I do. So of course, I went on explaining how I work with clients who's experiencing life changes to overcome the fear for judgment and help them connect with their self-confidence and also their purpose. And so I went on explaining in terms of the 7 different levels of energy and how they will literally change leadership style and how it impacts at work and also at your life. And so my name is Michelle. For those of you who's tuning in for the first time, I'm a transition coach. And so today I wanted to talk about the energy leadership because it actually transformed myself and also create a lot of impact into my life. So just let me quickly describe the energy concept to you. Basically, the lowest level of the energy is called catabolic, and which means that they tend to make you feel drained. It tends to make you feel tired, anxious, or sometimes even fear. Sometimes they give you a little boost in that moment of time where you need that negative energy. You feel anxious, and therefore you go on and you start doing your project. It gives you a little boost in that brief moment. But eventually, if you stay long enough in that type of energy, you will actually feel really burned out. And you don't feel motivated, and life is just meaningless to you. So that's the lowest type of energy called catabolic energy. Now, the highest level of energy is called anabolic energy. A lot of people understand it as being the positive energy, meaning that it builds you, it makes you feel loved, it makes you feel caring, you feel calm, and you feel peaceful, you feel motivated, and you feel focused. And this is a type of energy that actually builds you on an emotional level and also mental strength over time. Together, the catabolic energy and anabolic energy, they are further broken down into 7 different levels. So the first level, level 1, is known as the victim energy. So perhaps you feel something else is really controlling your life and you don't feel that you have a choice. So when you go to work on Monday, you may feel, you think that your employee or your colleagues or your manager is having it better than you, and they come to work, do whatever they want to do, and still get a paycheck. And here you are, you're just struggling, and you have to work extra hard, and you feel that you're constantly giving in. And if you stand up for yourself, you may be blamed for, or sometimes even worse, losing your job. And that's how you feel at work. Now at home, perhaps you're thinking that your spouse is picking fight with you. You go home, you're tired, you had a long day. He or she just don't understand, what you have to go through at work. And now you're home, so you don't feel that you're being heard, you're understood. And whatever that you're going through in your life right now, perhaps you give so much to everyone else that you feel drained. You just feel tired. Now, moving on to the next level would be the level 2. Level 2 it is a little more conflicting energy. It's conflicts. So it's about the idea of I win and you lose. So I want to win all the time, whether it's argument or it's just being right. So how does that show up in your work? Well, management, for example, I don't know, those of you who works in a big corporate setting, or you're working under a management, you may feel like sometimes these people, they argue and they intimidate to lead. So thinking that they're smarter than you are, and that you're often hear that they're giving you advice rather than more of a guidance or lead. Because they feel that they can do better than anyone else. And perhaps that thinking of, if you wanted to get it done right, then you really need to do it yourself. That type of mentality. So it's more about blaming, it's more about intimidation, it's about argument, conflicting energy. Level 2 are often quite lonely if you think about it. I mean, if you look at your management, someone that you may know, you look at their life, they may be very polished on the outside, but deep down inside, they may feel lonely because there's no one on their team. So eventually they themselves would actually feel really burned out because those who's following them, they don't feel motivated, they don't feel inspired. And so sooner or later, they will feel burned out, and they rather, because they're picking up and doing all the work. At home, this level 2 energy may show up as someone who needs to be right in the argument all the time. So maybe it's your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your parents. It's about blaming others, and oftentimes involved with greed, often involved with resentment. There's that angry energy. Level 3 is called the acceptance or coping energy. It sits on the core thinking of, I win, and you want to win, but you are not in interest of what's best for someone else. So in some cases, you will be coping or ignore something that you need to deal with, and just so that you can move on with life. This is one energy, one level of survival. So one of my clients recently, he's been in his position for the last 40 years, and now he's thinking about moving on to a different job. And this is exactly where he's at. He needs to do the job in order to survive, and everything that he experienced throughout the life is basically just putting up what's going on at work and just tolerating it and beating himself up, beating the other person, and just so that he can get the work done, and so that he doesn't have to do any extra. So he doesn't feel motivated, and he doesn't feel inspired at all going to work. Work is just meaningless. So he's just tolerating what's going on at work. Next level would be the level 4 energy, and it's the compassionate energy. And it is the core thoughts of, you win. And this will really serve others, but it really doesn't really serve them. So when I talk about level 4 energy, I often think about mom. Mother is a perfect example of compassionate energy. That thinking of putting my child first rather than me. Take care of them, and I will be good. Compassionate people are usually, they're constantly thinking about how their action will affect and how it's going to be perceived by those around them. And oftentimes, they tend to act in a way that it's about liking, whether or not the other person liked me. So they do whatever they can in order for the other person to like them. Moving on, level 5 is called opportunity energy. And it's oftentimes, it's a thinking of win-win situations. So those of you who are entrepreneur, this is the type of energy that you are probably most familiar with. You want to create that win-win situation for everybody. You win, I win, and you see a collaboration, and you wanted to make it work and make it happen for everyone. And people at this level usually look at different options and choices that they're all good. All these different choices and options are good. So they try to create the balance, and they're really quite innovative in how they create this balance between themselves and also others. They often will see lots of opportunity. You turn around, and these entrepreneurs, they're thinking about, oh, well, I can do that with my business. I can start creating this. So there's a lot of opportunities just surrounding them all the time. For those of you who are turning in for the first time, my name is Michelle. I'm a transition coach, and today's topic is about energy leadership. So stay tuned. There's more to come. We still got 2 more levels to go. The next level is level 6, which is known as the synergy energy. And this is the energy where it involves with everybody win. Right? Sounds like you, perhaps. Here, people are looking to create greater good and a much larger context than their workplace or their home life. So we're thinking about the society, we're thinking about the community. And people with a lot of level 6 energy can actually constantly stretching their thinking of those around them and also outside of business, their employment, their personal situation, into a larger world. So again, thinking about the larger scale, the society, the community, the world. Whatever it is that they're doing is more than just making a living or earning a profit. They're more interested in changing the world in an amazing way. So these are the type of energy that you carry when you have a lot of level 6 energy. Level 7 energy is called total awareness energy, and this is about winning or losing really doesn't matter. There's no winning or losing. We're all in this together, and there's It's all good. At this level, people will see situation outside of oneself and start taking to choose how they will react in the way that serves them and also serve those around them the best. In this type of energy, people are able to tap into the creation and that absolute passion without judgment. So the best scenario that I can think of, or the best example that I can think of is, I always think about Dalai Lama for some reason. So imagine Dalai Lama sitting in a conference, in a meeting room, or sitting at work. Dalai Lama is doing your work. What would Dalai Lama said about all the conflict that's going on, all the drama that's going on a Monday morning, that's going on at work? Probably Dalai Lama said, oh, well, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Look at all these people around me. They're so lively. They're so full of love. So that type of energy would be the level 7 energy, where you start thinking about winning or losing. It really doesn't matter. It's all good. It's life. So you might be thinking, well, Michelle, this is great. This concept is great, but what does it have to do with me? Well, so let me give you a little example. Let's say that you're working on a project at work and you're presenting it to your manager, and your manager suddenly said, you know, no, whatever you work on for the last 2 months doesn't matter, no. And without giving you any further explanation. So based on the level of energy that you're carrying into the situation, here is an example of how you might feel and how you might perceive your situation based on different level of energy. So the first level, level 1, you would be thinking something along this line. I should have putting more effort into this. There's a reason why this is not accepted. It's all my fault. Level 2, you may be thinking, I worked so hard on this, and you're just not very supportive of me. I hate you. Level 3, responsibility or tolerance. You might be thinking along this line. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And I'm sure if I were to put in more thoughts to it, it would be better. So that's level 3. Level 4 is more compassion or concern. And so this level, you might see the situation this way. I see how things are. I'm sure I can incorporate an element from this project and using my talent to refine, our current one. You're more compassionate. You care about others. Level 5 is more about reconciling. Well, I skip a level, didn't I? So level 4, let me go back over it. Level 4, compassionate. We're going through this during a hardship right now. We're in a transition, and it's not a good time to start a new project. Let me postpone it a little. So that's compassionate energy. Level 5 is the reconciliation. So you start seeing opportunity, and you may be thinking along this line. I see how things are, and I'm sure I can use it in the future and incorporate this into my current situation. Level 6, synthesis. I feel great about being part of this team, and I'm sure that we can revisit the project soon. You don't have anything to lose. Creation, the last very top level, level 7. You may be thinking along this line. Nothing actually occurred on a quantum level. There is no time, there's no past, there's no present or future. Everything is just pure creation, and it's an amazing experience of what I just went through. It's all good, all is well. So those of you who live in LA, I'm going to give you a more live, real scenario where you can completely relate on a Monday morning. So those of you who live in the metropolitan area or living in LA, this may sound more familiar that you can relate to in applying these type of energy. So 7 different level of energy. Let's say you're sitting in the traffic, listening to me or watching me right now, and this is what's going on. So you're stuck in the traffic and someone just cut you off. And looking at that situation from a level 1 level, level 1 would be thinking about something like this. I always get cut off. This always happened to me. It's just my bad luck. It's just my day. That's level 1, being the victim. Level 2 energy is more about the blaming. So it would sound something like this. You stupid idiot, I'll show you. This is what happened when you get cut off. Level 3 energy. Wow, that was a really close call. He probably drives like a maniac all the time. It must be tough being him. We're both okay. All is good. All is in LA, stuck in traffic. Someone cut them off. Level 4, compassion. Well, this poor guy must have some kind of emergency to go to. I hope he gets there where he wants to go safely and everything is okay with him and his family. Wow, lots of love. Showing people lots of love. Where do you see that in LA? Level 5. Wow, that was a close call. Glad we didn't get into an accident. And what a great opportunity to exercise patience and to know that my reflex still worked. So looking at opportunity at level 5. Level 6, just another day out of the road, experiencing all that life has to offer. No win, no lose, it's all good. Level 7, complete, absolute passion energy. What traffic? We're all just moving in one direction. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful Monday. So those are the type of energy and how it can show up on your everyday life. And you can see how the 7th level of energy can really apply to different situations in our lives and how they can be available to us at all time in the time of need. And the example I gave is just, another one of it is imagine yourself walking into an elevator and any minute the door is going to open and the door, it's going to lead you to a path to somewhere. Now you have the option going into the elevator and you have the option, 7 options to choose where you want to go. And depending on how you choose, your path would be completely different and it would determine how you see your circumstances. So imagine you walking into your work today, it's Monday, and you have a complete different approach of how you're looking at things and all that happened around you. What would be different for you? So if you like what I share with you, you can find more information on my energy leadership website at michellequay.com. I will put the link in the comment and you're welcome to check it out. Now, some of you might want to get started right away and you can't wait to learn more about this and how it applies to you individually, because every one of us carry all different 7 levels. So certain level may be a little more than another. How do you know what percentage of energy level 1 that you carry to see your situation? How do you know how much percent of level 5 do you carry as an entrepreneur? There's way to measure that, and go ahead and check out on my website, michellequay.com, and you'll be able to get more information. But in the meantime, I will send you something that you can, an assessment that you can just simply fill it out and do it at home. It's a really quick, it's called The Wheel of Life, and you can just do it right at home. And what you need to do is I will send a copy to you. If you can just DM me right now and you will have it at home. And if you'd like to talk more about the result, let me know. I'm happy to reach out to you and discuss it with you. So hopefully I have given you a new perspective to start off your Monday, and perhaps you'll be able to recognize, what type of energy that you're carrying in today, and how do you, once you have that awareness, how do you show up differently? And stay tuned, I will cover more. So have a happy, wonderful Monday, and I will see you next week at my coffee talk. And for those of you who join me, thank you for visiting me and thank you for joining in. I love to see how you feel about what you walking away with this and what's your biggest takeaway. So put it in the comment and I will get back to you. Have a great Monday. Bye.